the idea of making a payment, which is obviously pretty intrinsic to money, right? It's not just, saving it doesn't really mean anything unless you are expecting to be able to spend it at some point. So the idea of spending money, completely in the abstract, you would think of as essentially about information, right? And so you can get into, I don't think it's super helpful for this, but just to tie it to some concepts people will probably have thought about before, be familiar with, money is time, right? Or money, maybe even money is essentially itself information. One of the more helpful concepts that Lynn introduces is the idea of money being a ledger, which it's not her idea, obviously, but the way she frames it, I think, is super helpful because she categorizes every type of money. Mainly just focuses on gold and then fiat and then Bitcoin, but contrasts their properties as ledgers. And so the properties of fiat as a ledger are mostly terrible, other than payments flow. So, but relative to gold, obviously not relative to Bitcoin. So with, historically appropriate. If you think of a payment, which as I think you, not only you should, but probably most people just do, as something that more or less should happen instantly because it's just an exchange of information and it's quite literally an updating of a ledger, it takes a really long time to update the ledger of who owns what gold. And actually, even by the point that what it's fair to call fiat was introduced, there's multiple stages over which it evolves. It's not, a clean, like, oh, now we have fiat. Even by then, the reason it was able to make ground, by and large, is that gold itself, as a money, had been more or less reduced to, the backing of fiduciary media rather than anybody actually moving gold around.